$17,571. That is what a family of four in Canada is projected to spend on groceries this year. Just groceries. Let that sit for a second. Average rent in Ontario? $23.50 a month. Car insurance, gas, phone bill, internet. By the time the 15th rolls around, your paycheck is already spoken for. And wages? Up about 3.5%. Sound okay until you realize everything else went up faster. So you're not bad with money. The math just does not math. But here's the thing. There's a book that sold over 32 million copies that explains exactly why this keeps happening, and more importantly, how to stop it. The problem is, that book was written for Americans. The accounts, the tax tricks, the investments, none of it translates directly to Canada. So today, we're fixing that. This is the Canadian Rich Dad Poor Dad Escape Plan for 2026. By Chapter 7, I'm going to give you a step-by-step blueprint broken down by your income level ranging from $50,000 per year to $100,000 per year that you can start using tonight. Stick around. Here is what we are covering. 1. Why the Canadian system is designed to keep you spending. 2. The one rule from Rich Dad Poor Dad that changes everything, but only if you adapt it for Canada. 3. The money hacks that government is literally trying to hide from you that most people never pick up. 4. How to automate your wealth building with as little as $20 a month. And 5. The exact blueprint, customized for your income. I am Jay, and this is the Maple Finance, where we break down Canadian money in plain English. No jargon, no fluff. Just stuff that actually works if you live here. Quick disclaimer, this is not financial advice. Always do your own research. I am a Canadian who reads a lot and shares what I learn. Cool? Cool. Let us go. Rich Dad Poor Dad talks about the rat race. You earn, you spend, you earn more, you spend more. You never get ahead. But honestly, in Canada, the rat race has extra steps. Want a house? Cool. The mortgage stress test means you need to qualify at a rate way higher than what you will actually pay. So even if you can afford the payment, the bank might say no. Meanwhile, rent keeps climbing. House prices are through the roof. You might feel like who can even afford a house in this market? Your phone plan, one of the most expensive in the world. Your groceries, controlled by a handful of massive companies. Yes, those green, blue, and yellow ones. Your gas? Do not even get me started. The system is not broken. It is working exactly how it was designed. Someone watching this right now is spending $4 or $5 every morning on coffee at Timmy's or Starbucks. That is over $1,500 a year. I'm not saying stop. I'm saying, do you know where all your money actually goes? But here's the trap they don't advertise. That friendly advisor at the big bank selling you a mutual fund, they are charging you a management fee of 2% or more. That doesn't sound like much until you realize it eats up to a third of your total retirement over 20 years. It is legal robbery. Before you throw your phone across the room, yes, it is bad. But here's the good news. Canada also gave us some of the best wealth-building tools in the world, and most people are not using them. The rat race is real, and escaping the wage cage is not easy. But Chapter 4 is where we start breaking out of it and building habits that actually allow us to keep money for ourselves rather than just handing it out to government or to big companies. Alright, if you just got here, welcome. Everything up to this point was the problem. Starting now, we learn how to fix it so that we are not stuck. The single biggest lesson from Rich Dad Poor Dad is this. An asset puts money in your pocket. A liability takes money out. That is it. Most people get these mixed up their entire lives. In Canada, your assets are things like your TFSA, your RRSP, your FHSA, index funds like XEQT, ZEQT, or VEQT. Money you put in that grows and works for you, even while you sleep or go camping with your family. Your liabilities, that brand new car losing value the second you drove it off the lot. The latest phone upgrade you're still financing. Subscriptions you forgot you had. Account fees that you could avoid. These take money out of your pocket every single month. Now, here's where Canada gets tricky. Kiyosaki says your house is not an asset. And look, in some ways he is right. Your mortgage payment, property tax, maintenance, that is money going out. But in Canada, your primary residence is tax-free when you sell. but it comes with strings attached, so it is complicated. Here's the real takeaway. Every dollar you earn, ask yourself, is this going into my asset column or my liability column? The rich keep building that asset side. That is the whole game. And your TFSA, that is the single best asset column builder Canada ever created. Now you know the difference between assets and liabilities. But here's the part that makes me angry because there's money sitting right there with your name on it. Quick reset. If you have been watching the whole time, you already know more than 90% of Canadians about how this system works. Now, let us turn that knowledge into money. Rich Dad's most famous rule: pay yourself first, before rent, before groceries, before everything. Most Canadians do it backwards. They pay everyone else and save whatever is left, which is usually nothing. Here is how you do it in Canada. Open a TFSA, Simple, Quest Trade, your bank, wherever. Set up a pre-authorized contribution, even $20 on the first of every month. Make it automatic. If you never see the money, you will not miss it. Now here is where it gets exciting. $20 a month in a TFSA invested in something like XEQT, assuming average market returns around 7%, grows to about 11,500 in 20 years. Bump it to 100 a month, that's nearly 58,000. Tax-free. All of it. And here's a bonus move. If you are in a higher tax bracket, contribute to your RRSP. You get a tax refund. Take that refund and put it straight into your TFSA. Now you've got two accounts growing. That's the refund flywheel. It's one of the most powerful moves in Canadian finance. So what order should you use? Step 1, if your employer matches your RRSP, take the match first. That's free money, period. Step 2, if you qualify for the FHSA, max that out, $8,000 a year. Step 3, TFSA. Step 4, RRSP up to your bracket. This is the priority stack. The Canadian government has benefits designed to put money back in your pocket. Sounds like sarcasm, but it is not. And I am not talking about pennies. I am talking about hundreds, sometimes thousands of dollars a year. But here's the catch. If you do not file your taxes, you get nothing, even if you earned $0. Number 1. The GST/HST credit. If you are single and making a modest income, you could get up to $533 a year, automatically, just for filing your taxes. Couples can get up to $698, plus $184 per kid. And starting July 2026, the government is boosting this by 25% with the new Canada Groceries and Essentials benefit. Number 2. The Canada Workers Benefit. If you are working and earning under about $37,000 as a single person, you could get up to $1,633 back. Families can get up to $2,813. And you can get half of it in advance, 3 payments throughout the year, instead of waiting until tax season. Number 3, and this one is huge if you have kids. The Canada Education Savings Grant gives you a 20% match on the first $2,500 you put into your RESP every year. That's $500 of free money per child. There is no income cap on the basic grant. And for lower income families, the Canada Learning Bond adds up to $2,000. No contribution needed from you at all. I know what you're thinking. Jay, I make too much for some of these benefits. Maybe, but the CESG has no income cap on the basic grant. And honestly, even high earners miss the FHSA, which gives you a tax deduction going in and tax-free growth coming out. That's both sides of the coin. Look, the single most important thing you can do right now, tonight, is make sure your taxes are filed. Every year. Even if you made $0, because every single one of these benefits requires it. No tax return, no money. It is that simple. Okay, so now you know what's available, but knowing and doing are two different things. This next part is where the magic actually happens. This is the chapter I've been building toward. Whether you make $50,000 or $100,000, this blueprint is designed for you. All right, here it is, the 2026 Canadian Rich Dad Blueprint. I am going to walk you through 3 income levels. Find yours and follow the steps. If you are somewhere in between, adjust to fit. Making around $50,000? Here is your plan. File your taxes. That unlocks the GST HST credit and the Canada Workers Benefit. Open a TFSA and automate $50 to $100 a month into a low-cost index fund like XEQT or VEQT. If you are renting and dreaming of owning, open an FHSA. Your contributions are tax-deductible and growth is tax-free when you buy your first home. Making around $75,000? Do everything from the 50K plan plus max your FHSA at $8,000 a year. Start contributing to your RRSP strategically. The goal is to bring your taxable income down into a lower bracket. Take the refund and put it in your TFSA. If you've got kids, start the RESP and grab that 20% CESG match. And take one evening to audit your subscriptions and insurance. You'd be shocked what you are still paying for. Making $100,000 or more? Now we're cooking. Max the FHSA if you qualify. Use your RRSP to pull your income into the second bracket. That's a real tax savings. Max your TFSA every year, $7,000 for 2026. RESP for the kids. And if you own a home, look into the Smith maneuver, which turns your mortgage interest into a tax deduction. I've got a full video on that one, link in the description. No matter which column you are in, the principle is the same. Pay yourself first. Build the asset column. Let compounding do the work. The difference between starting today and starting next year on $100 a month is thousands of dollars. Time is the one asset you cannot get back. That is the blueprint. But before you go, there are 5 mistakes I see Canadians make all the time that undo all of this progress. And number 3, that one stings. Mistake number 1, not filing your taxes when you have zero income. I said it before, but I need you to hear it again. If you do not file, you do not get the GST credit, the workers' benefit, or any of it. The CRA cannot send you money if they do not know you exist. Mistake number 2, leaving your TFSA room sitting there unused for years. If you have been eligible since the TFSA started in 2009 and never contributed, you've got $109,000 of contribution room right now. That is not a savings account. That is a wealth-building machine collecting dust. Mistake number 3, and this is the one that stings. Treating your TFSA like a savings account, putting cash in it and letting it sit there earning 1 or 2%. Your TFSA is an investment account. You can hold index funds, ETFs, stocks inside it, and all the growth is tax-free. A savings account is not a TFSA strategy. Please hear me on that. Mistake number 4. If you are renting and you have not opened an FHSA yet, you are leaving one of the most powerful accounts in Canada on the table. $8,000 a year, tax-deductible going in, tax-free coming out when you buy your first home. And your contribution room does not start accumulating until you open it. So even if you cannot contribute right now, open the account today. Ignoring the FHSA because you think you might never buy a house. Here's the secret loophole. If you do not buy a qualifying home within 15 years, that money rolls directly into your RRSP without using up your contribution room. It's literally a secret expansion pack for your retirement. Mistake number 5, lifestyle creep. You get a raise and suddenly you need a nicer apartment, a better car, another subscription. Your income goes up, but your expenses go up to match. And the gap, the part that could go into your asset column, stays exactly the same. Rich Dad's rule. It's not how much you make, it's how much you keep. Someone in this comment section was about to over-contribute to their TFSA. Someone else was about to ignore their FHSA for another year. And someone was about to skip filing their taxes. I just gave you the playbook. Now it's on you. Here's what I want you to do. Drop your province in the comments. I will reply with the one CRA benefit people in your area miss the most. Hit subscribe if you want more Canadian finance content that actually makes sense. And if you want to keep going, watch this video next. It goes deeper into the Smith maneuver. I'll see you there.